I have here another problem from the Philippine Mathematical Olympiad. The problem states, find the sum of the solutions to the logarithmic equation x raised to log x equals 10 raised to 2 minus 3 log x plus 2 times the square of log x, where log x is the logarithm of x to the base 10. Okay, before we solve the problem, let us focus first on this part of the problem, saying that log x is the logarithm of x to the base 10. Okay, this means that log of x is the same as log of x to the base 10. Okay, so we shall be using this fact indicated in this problem in our solution later on. Okay, so let's have the given equation. Okay, before we solve this problem, I will first enumerate several or a few of the properties of logarithms that we can use. The first one is log of x raised to n equals n times log of x. Okay, that's the first property. The second property is, let's say if we have log of a raised to n to the base a, it's just equal to n. Now, if we apply the first property to the left hand side, we will have to find first, or we will have to get first the log of both sides before we can apply the first property. So we have log of x raised to log x equals log of 10 raised to 2 minus 3 log x plus 2 log x squared. Okay, so by the first property, the left hand side can be written as log x times log x. Okay, now in the right hand side, the base of the logarithm is 10, right? So if we apply the second property, log of a raised to n to the base a equals n, the right hand side of our equation becomes 2 minus 3 log x plus 2 times the square of log x. Okay, now the left hand side can be written as the square of log x. Next, observe that we can actually use substitution method, or we can replace log x by a certain variable that we like to use just to simplify the equation. So I'll let t be equal to log x just to simplify the solution and the solution process. So if we let t equals log x, our new equation now becomes t squared equals 2 minus 3t plus 2t squared. So this is 2 minus 3t plus 2t squared. Now combining like terms, we have t squared minus 3t plus 2 equals 0. Okay, so this equation can be easily solved by factoring. This is now t minus 1 times t minus 2, which means that t equals 1 or t equals 2. But take note that it's not t that we are finding, it's the variable x. Okay, so we will substitute back log x to t. So now we will have log x equals 1 or log x equals 2. Now, before I solve for x, let us recall another property, okay, uh, to find x. So, what is this property? Take note that if we have log of x to the base a equals n, we can this is actually equivalent to x equals a raised to n. Okay, so if we apply this property, we now have for log x equals 1, we now have x equals 10 raised to 1. Take note, the base of this is 10. That's why we have x equals 10 raised to 1, which means x equals 10. And for the second one, we have x equals 10 squared, or simply 100. Okay, so take note that the problem wants us to find the sum of all solutions. So the solutions are 10 and 100. So the sum is 100 plus 10. That's 110. So the answer is letter C.